Alright, so today we are going to be trying to beat the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, only using poison. That includes any items, weapons, and summons that afflict poison. I'd like to take a second to thank today's sponsor, War Thunder, but we'll get into that a little later. Before we even get to see if the DLC bosses can get poisoned or not, we gotta make it to the DLC. So our goal is to take out Radahn and Mohg in the base game to rush into the DLC and beat all of the Remembrance bosses and Bayle. We choose the Bandit class to start with, we unalive ourselves at the Crafted Scion, head into the open world, grab Torrent, and start collecting our golden seeds, sacred tears, and Dectus halves. We then make our way over to the abandoned cave to acquire our first weapon, the Venomous Fang. Once we have that, we make our way down to the Weeping Peninsula to grab the Poison Mist spell. This will help us get some runes. So we immediately start taking out Grail using the Poison Mist to give it poison, and then slash into her with our fangs for any little bit of damage we could get. And after about doing this for 15 minutes or so, she's dead. We then head over to the Knight's Calve for some more nice easy runes. We then quickly make a pit stop at the Academy for the Carrion armor set, and now it's time to take out the Draconic Tree Sentinel. This is the main reason for us grabbing the Poison Mist. We can crouch walk in these bushes to sneak up behind him, use the Poison Mist spell to give him poison, wait it out, and repeat until he's dead. Once that was done, we head over to the Volcano Manor to do Tanith's questline, which requires us to go slay both Isvan and Riley. This grants us both a new set of armor, the Scaled armor set, and more importantly, the Serpent Bone Blade, another weapon that inflicts poison. We then grab some smithing stone bell bearings to upgrade our sword. With most of the setup out of the way, it's time to take on Radahn. We mainly rely on the double slash Ash of War for our main source of damage, using it to quickly build up poison, which will help chip away Radahn. The main difference from this run and our Rot run is in our Rot run, we relied heavily on Rot to do a majority of the damage, with it being able to kill whole bosses in just 1 to 2 procs. Poison, on the other hand, just helps us out. It does a nice chip damage here and there, but not nearly enough to rely on, which you can see here. I'm still attacking as much as I would be in a normal fight, with poison just speeding up the process. Radahn is quickly put into phase 2, and right after he lands from his meteor attack, we get a nice poise break, and that was basically wraps for Radahn. Our damage is just too good for him to stand a chance. Now it's time for various questlines, so we can get access to Mohg. We take out Magnus, bloody a cloth, and let him have his way with our finger, giving us our free Mohg TP, which allows us to gather some more runes, which will help us with Mohg. That reminds me, we need one more item to make Mohg bearable, the Purifying Crystal Tear. We take out Nereus and the Ravenmount Assassin and make our way over to the Second Church of America to fight Eleonora, which grants us our Purifying Crystal Tear. Now it's time for Mohg. This fight was very difficult. The Ash of War isn't as viable here, as we get caught out in the middle of the combo way too often. So for the majority of the fight, we are just going to go for regular attacks, trying to build up poison and go for poise breaks. We rush through phase 1 rather quickly, as he's very readable and easy to get lots of attacks off on. It's time for phase 2. We give him poison on the way into phase 2, and the damage comes whenever he feels like it, because he loves to fly around and constantly throw a barrage of attacks, making it very difficult to get consistent damage off on him. We eventually end up getting a lucky poise break, and it does some good damage. To try and get a poison proc quicker, we end up using the Poison Mist spell, and we try to bait Mohg to fight us in the poison, so he'll have no choice but to inhale the stink gas. He then decides enough is enough and starts packing me up. At this point, Mohg decided that he didn't want to get poisoned anymore, because I could not get a proc for the life of me. So we rely on trying to go for poise breaks, going for jump attacks whenever we can, and eventually it works. It takes a while, but we finally get one to finish off Mohg. Now we can finally touch the Withered Hand to enter the DLC and see how good poison does over there. We start off by gathering our Scadutree fragments, pick up the deadly poison perfume bottle, grab the 2 turtle talisman, grab the tooth whip, and finally the poisoned hand. Now that we have all of our weapons, it's time to grab a couple of somber smithing stones to level them up. With the setup out of the way, it is finally time to start fighting bosses, starting with the Divine Beast Dancing Lion. The weapon we choose to start with here is the perfume bottles, and these things are crazy strong. We can use the Ash of War deadly poison spray to give both of us deadly poison, but I can simply eat a bolus us to negate our poison, while the lion has to sit there and suffer. The heavy attacks are also just super fun with this weapon. The running heavy is probably my favorite attack in the game, as it gives us a crop duster like effect. We can just give them a nice drive-by of poison mist. It also surprisingly does a good amount of poise damage. Even if it doesn't allow us to get the riposte off, it's still nice to have him sit there so we can get a lot of hits in. I also love the range we get with the perfume, as it spreads out pretty far away from the player, allowing us to get a lot of damage off no matter what animation the lion goes for. If he wants to start floating in the sky, we can still get our hit off, which speeds up the process heavily. We end up melting through his HP, and I played this fight quite flawlessly until the end, making this fight a very quick one. And we end up first trying him. Before we head on to the next boss, we go pick up the Spider Scorpion summon, as this little guy does in fact inflict poison. Now it's time for Rellana. We're going to be switching our weapon every fight to add some variety to our build, to not just use one weapon the whole time. So it's time for the hands, the poisoned hand. We start off by summoning our Spider Scorpion, who immediately starts getting busy. I offer a handshake to Rellana, which gives her poison, and from there we just go for charged heavies, because the hands have a really good poise damage, allowing us to chain poise breaks rather early. Our Spider Scorpion tanks her phase shift, and we kill her so fast that she never even had the opportunity to go for moon. As you can see, the Spider Scorpion is very strong, which I was not expecting at all. The hands were also crazy good. So far, everything we've been using has been pretty good. We then make our way down to the Stone Coffin Fissure, where we will be using the Tooth Whip to take out the Putrescent Knight. I'm going to take a second to yell at the Spider Scorpion here. Why does he always spawn so far away from me? Is this normal? Just look at him staring at a wall while I'm over here fighting demons. Did they change something? Whenever I spawn him in, they spawn like right beside me. Whenever I spawn this guy in, he's at the boss or at a wall or somewhere very far away, okay? I don't like it. Why are you like this? Okay, I think I'm good now. The Tooth Whip is really good for this fight due to the range on it. Where some weapons would struggle to land hits on the Putrescent Knight, this never misses. And the Ash of War is also very cool, because when you hit it, it decreases their stamina recovery, which is something I've never really considered being a thing. I didn't know that they had a stamina bar, so that was cool to know. The only downside with the Knight is the fact that he is immune to poison, so we're not really getting our residual damage. Instead, we have to treat this fight as we would normally, just with some help from our little Spider Scorpion, who almost lives through the whole fight but does enough distractings for us to be able to easily finish off the Knight. Now, it's time to tell you about the sponsor of this video, War Thunder. If you didn't know, War Thunder is one of the best vehicle combat games ever made, and is available free on PC, consoles, and newly to mobile devices. You heard that right, War Thunder has an all-new mobile version available on both iOS and Android, allowing you to take the battlefield wherever you go. It features intuitive controls, impressive graphics, and lots of massive multiplayer warfare both on lands and seas. Be sure to take command of over 2,500 vehicles, including tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of all 10 of the major nations. So be sure to join the worldwide community of over 70 million players in epic PvP battles today. Be sure to use my link in either the top of the description or the pinned comment of the video to sign up on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile devices. Both the new players and those who haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack on PC or consoles. Now it's time for Messmer. Okay, so we struggled a bit on Messmer. The hand was very good in this fight because of the massive poise damage it does, and Messmer being, well, rather frail. We start out the fight by summoning our Scorpion, and it only takes us 4 hits to get a poise break, and a poison on top of that. That's how good these hands are. I then bait the Scorpion, allowing him to take aggro while I sneak in for some jump attacks. This leads into Messmer phase shifting rather quickly. In phase 2, the same idea applies. We prioritize poise breaks, allowing poison to get nice chip and bait our Scorpion. The Scorpion is probably the MVP of this run. He tanks so much damage and pulls aggro for a long time. So we basically use it as a little test dummy. We send him out there to see what's up, and then we just sort of follow suit. This does lead to his eventual death because the Scorpion couldn't tank all of Messmer's combos. So RIP to the Spider Scorpion. But as you can see, this left Messmer very low, making him very easy to finish off. Now it's time to pull out my secret weapon, an Ash of War too powerful, so I saved it until I needed it most. The Poison Flower Blooms Twice Ash of War. This Ash of War does massive amounts of damage to an enemy with poison or rot. That does some damage. Okay, hold on. Time for an opponent worthy of this legendary Ash of War, Gaius. We start off how we've been starting out all of our fights so far, summoning our Spider Scorpion and going in with our weapon of choice. This time, it's the perfume bottles with the Ash of War on the venomous fangs as a secondary because it was the only poison weapon that I had that allowed me to put the Ash of War onto it. I assume because the other weapons have a unique Ash of Wars, so they cannot be changed. So whenever I get a poison proc, I quickly switch to weapons, hit the Ash of War, and switch back. The perfumes here are really good because some of his hitboxes can be a little jank, so we basically never miss a hit with the perfumes, and it allows poison to build up rather quickly, which chains into the poison flower blooms twice. Once he shifts into phase 2, it gets scary because at any point he can decide to charge, and if I dodge incorrectly and get the double hitbox, I just die. Even if I'm full HP, I just explode. There's no chance of me surviving. Our Scorpion ends up dying in phase 2, and it's all up to us. I get nice and close to him and hit him with the Ash of War that gives him poison, just to immediately switch weapons, use the other Ash of War to kick him in the face, finishing off the commander. Now we can collect our reward, free fragments. Now onto the Sunflower. For this guy, we will be using our Tooth Whip and still heavily relying on the Poison Flower Blooms Twice Ash of War. Although we don't get many chances to use the Ash of War on his face, so we just end up sticking near the stump of him, and anytime we get the poison off, we can just kick that instead, doing a good amount of damage. The reason why we chose the whip for this fight is because it allows us to get some cheeky hits off on his face while he's floating above, where we might not be able to get that with some other weapons. We end up smashing our way through phase 1 rather quickly. As he's switching to phase 2, we summon our Spider Scorpion, as we will need him to tank some of the damage for us in these next phases. We dodge the slip and slide attack and rush towards the flower. We try to stay underneath him as much as possible because it allows us to hit him without being hit, unless he's going for one of his big radius attacks like the Vine attack. We try to build up poison as much as possible to spam the Ash of War. Phase 2 wasn't much harder than phase 1, and we get through it just as quick as phase 1. But now he's on to the final phase, and this is where he can let off his nukes, and that will do insane damage to us no matter what. Our Scorpion Spider is rather healthy at this point, so I try to get him involved as much as possible to try to get the aggro off of me. We keep our distance in this phase, being very cautious of his nukes, which he lets off on our Scorpion, almost ending his life. But I was not having that. I went in to defend our little buddy's honor and killed the Sunflower just as he went down. He was a noble sacrifice, but I will always fight for our little Spider Scorpion. On to Midra. This is the last part of the video that will be scripted. I started recording my live commentary during these fights. This was supposed to be one of them. I just forgot to unmute my mic. Anyways, our weapon of choice here is the hands due to the weak posture of Midra. We start off by beating up the helpless little man, dodge the oncoming Frenzied Flame, and then summon our Spider Scorpion. One thing I didn't realize until just now is that when we are in radius of the poison proc on the poison hands, it gives you a buff similar to the one that you get when using the Kindred of Rot talisman. We stick to heavy attacks and try our best to keep the spider alive so he can keep aggro. This is simply because I do not want to let the frenzy meter build up, because if I get caught with Frenzied Flame, I will just die. I won't be able to move and he'll just come up and kill me. He gets into phase 2 with his massive explosion, and this is where I have to be careful I don't get caught in any of the frenzied attacks. I get a nice poise break only for the Scorpion to ruin it. Look at this. He just cancels it for his measly 100 damage. What are you doing? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We end up getting it back in blood, and I play super aggressive against Midra, going for constant jump attacks to get our poise breaks back very quickly. I get him nice and low, only for him to catch me in a grab. Once I get up, I start desperately swinging to try to end this fight. Boom! Another boss down. On to Mother Fingers. Alright, let's summon in our boy. Dude, do you see that? Right in front, like it's ready to battle. It's like sending out a frickin' Pokemon. Now we can get in here, dude. He's already at half. Our poor Scorpion. Okay, she does get poison, which is really nice. So I can get this off. Dude, it does so much damage. It's so good. Joel hits. Okay, we're already into phase 2, which is rather quick. Although I think our Scorpion's just gonna die here because most of the attacks will just own it. Okay, it does have poison again, so we can do that. Ooh, and we get a poise. Okay, we can't really punish it. Oh my god, the damage though. Me and the Scorpion went crazy. Don't walk into it. Oh my gosh. Okay, it does have poison. Yeah. Oh, I missed. I missed. Okay, now. Bop. I can't see. And GG. Dude, the poison flower blooms twice is making this so much easier. It is insane. Like, I was struggling before I had this thing, and I'm like first trying every boss. Now it's time for Romina. Now, Romina is going to be a little difficult just because I'm assuming she's immune to poison, which is gonna suck for me. So that's why we are using the hands here, because I want to go for poise breaks. And they just have such good heavy damage. And they can actually get the actual poise off when I do break it, where the other weapons just don't have an animation for it. Nice, there's one. Get that in, get this off. Yeah, it's pretty safe to say by this point that she doesn't get poisoned. Get out of there, you really don't want rot. You know, I'm honestly very impressed with the Scorpion, because I expected it to be just a lot worse in general. I'm very much surprised that it is this tanky and this good. He's out, now it's just me and you. Nice. Big damage. One. Uh-oh. Jump hits. Oh, another one instantly? Oh, it didn't let me get it off. No. Jump hits. And there we go. First try. Alright. Then we make our way up to the Leda fight. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright. I'm liking the range. And like the hit stun it's doing. Okay, you now poison. How much does this do to you? Okay. Wait, this just straight up cancels him. Yeah, he's dead. That's crazy. Wait, whips just kind of stop them. I mean, now that there's gonna be two, it's gonna just be annoying. But that one has poison. How am I alive? What's my HP? I think that said like 7. Now here's the really fun part about this fight, where I kite infinitely until there's an opportunity, and then I go for one hit, and then I just keep running. Nice. Okay, huge. Maybe the play is to like let the poison do a good amount of damage, and then like try to get poison flower blooms twice at the end. Here, we'll go for it. Okay, huge. Okay, he's out of pots. Half HP. 1, 2, 3. Get move on. Wait, can I summon in here? Well, I didn't know I could summon in my spider. Hold on. This changes things. Because I thought because you had like the other summon that you would only be limited to the NPC summon. I wasn't aware I could use my Scorpion. Oh, wait, no, this is light work. I was so worried. Nice. Okay. Our spider's dead, but it got Leda to use her pot, and I could 1v1 Dane. Yeah, they just can't fight back with this whip. It's so good. I've never really used whips. I always thought they're kind of bad, so this is like really shocking to me. Like, look at this. Like, what's the counterplay? That's crazy. Alright, and we should be able to finish her off. Yeah, nice. Okay. First try. I think that's the first time I've ever first tried them. That's insane. Time to suffer. It's time for Radahn. Let's hope you can poison. Okay, does poison. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be so huge. That eases my worries about this fight. Yes! I thought that wouldn't track. Oh, whoa, chill on that. Dude, phase 2 is so brutal. I haven't done this in so long. Huge. Okay. You know, I've been neglecting poison pots, but they might just be key here. Because if I can get that poison proc guaranteed, and then I use the bloom, I feel like we just stack that. Oh, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that he's attacking the guy. Because he can just target swap so fast. It might be a throw to summon the Scorpion. Ah! That's not good. Okay, he's target switched. I just got sent. Uh-oh. Yeah, we have one pot left. Okay, last pot. That's not good. Come on. Dude, I'm literally one. Finish! Yes! Okay. Oh, that got way too close. Oh, that was stressful. Okay, I'm shaking a little, but it's okay. Dude, I haven't felt like that in a while. Dude, I missed this game. Alright, we still have to fight Bayle, because I was saving the buff, but I didn't even use the buff that run. We didn't forget about you, Bayle. We saved the best for last. You know, the real MVP here has been the Spider Scorpion. Do I just want to stick with this weapon? Probably. It's just really good for poise. Maybe I do whips so I can hit his face easier. Let's bring in our boy. Ooh, already a poise. Okay, I can get two there. Does he have poison? Oh, huge, huge, huge. Dude, this Ash is so dumb. I'm just gonna let him be a sacrificial lamb. While I just sort of like beat on the sides of him. Jump, hit, jump. Uh-oh. Damn! It's poison, but we have no FP. I just freaking switched my FP pot off as well. Dude, the Ash of War was missing on him so much. Okay, we're low on pots, but I think we have this. Okay. Okay, Bayle, be nice. I have no heals. Please? Ow. Okay, 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 okay. Come on. Yes! Oh, okay. Wow, that was actually very hard. That's all from me until next time. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Remember to play War Thunder now using my links in the description or pinned comment to get a massive free bonus pack. Thank you again, War Thunder, for sponsoring this video. And that concludes beating the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC only using poison. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to reach 50k by the end of the year, and we're pretty close. So it would help a lot. All right, it's been CurtisTheCactus, guys. I'll see you next video. Later.